coming up tonight on Primetime Local News. Jack Kemp School plays host to a book fair. And the Lloyd X continues its Chase the Ace lottery, plus our weekly edition of Beyond the Classroom.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Technology is constantly expanding, and in this week's Beyond the Classroom, we see how grade 6 students in the border city are helping that expansion by competing with robots. College Park School was host to a robotics competition, where the students got to work together to create a robot capable of overcoming challenges.
We have an amazing competition for grade 6 students where they have built a robot to accomplish tasks that were set out for them ahead of time. So they were given a challenge and then they designed their robot around that challenge.
For these young students, getting their creative juices flowing and competing against each other were the highlights of the competition.
There were 3 rounds. And there was one going around this square hallway, and then there's 2 and they're like picking up balls and picking up squares.
It's fun competing against the other teams, and I'm excited to hopefully get a medal or the trophy.
On top of the technical abilities they're learning, Cron speaks to the depth of skills the students can take away from the interactive tournament.
The real skill that they are practicing right now is that teamwork skill. They are working in teams of 4, they're communicating with each other, they are building resiliency when things go wrong, they are trying again and again and again. So those kind of soft skills are the big takeaways that I want them to get, as well as the technology skills.
And that's all for this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom.
Get answers to your questions about financial aid, admission requirements, tuition, and more during Late Hours with Lakeland. Stop by on Thursday, December 5th between 4:30 and 7 p.m.
Jack Kemp, Winston Churchill, and Rendell Park School held their annual book fairs this week. The excitement and joy of book fairs are back at Jack Kemp School, where students had the thrill of purchasing their own books. The book fair gives the school a chance to raise some money and also let the kids have the joy of owning their own book.
So we have a book fair which serves as primarily the main fundraiser for schools. All monies raised go back into the school, whether it be through building classroom libraries, buying guided reading resources, so on and so forth.
There were books of all kinds for students to pick their favorites, whether it was a Taylor Swift book or an animal book. Reading definitely isn't for everyone, but those who do enjoy it, there are many reasons why they do.
I like how you learn facts and it might save your life one day.
I like how it can show you how kind people are and other stuff.
Pictures.
The book fairs will continue at the schools until tomorrow. The Lloydminster Exhibition's Chase the Ace is running strong as the progressive jackpot continues to grow. So does the improvements to the Lloyd X and what else they can do to their facilities. With more, here's our Thomas Wildman.
Today I'm joined by Jackie Thomaier, the general manager of the Lloydminster Exhibition, and she is here today to talk about Chase the Ace, which has been very exciting this year. You guys have really been raising a lot of money and the jackpot is very high about that. So let's start, Jackie, with telling me a little bit about Chase the Ace for those who have not heard of the event or the program before.
Yeah, this was brought forward 4 years ago now by one of our board of directors, and you start with a deck of 52 cards and every week is a new draw for that 52 cards. So 50% of the funds raised that week, in that week's time, go to the exhibition as a fundraiser, and then 20% get drawn that week as a weekly prize, and then 30% go to win into the jackpot. And the draw keeps happening every week until the Ace of Hearts is found, until somebody, the weekly winner draws that Ace of Hearts.
Exciting. And just off the top of your head, what is the current jackpot sitting at if people haven't been part of it yet but really want to have a chance at making some big money?
I think tonight's the draw. We're doing this on a Wednesday, and if the ace was pulled tonight, the winner would take home anywhere about 125,000. So I think the jackpot's sitting just under 120,000 right now.
Exciting, exciting. And so with this fundraiser, what specifically are you guys, with all this money, looking to do to make the Lloydex better and better to better serve the community?
Yeah, we're a little bit limited from SLGA, Saskatchewan Lotteries and Gaming, on what we can use the funds for. We can't just necessarily use the funds to, pay the electricity bill or that sort of thing. So what we focus on is infrastructure, is repairs and maintenance, and things that maybe need an upgrade. So we've done a few upgrades to the WLS Convention Center with some of the previous funds. Our egg dealer building, we upgraded the bathrooms, which people are really appreciating. We've put lighting out in the grounds so that we aren't renting light plants, so that saves a little bit of money there. So things like that. We work on projects, and that's all board driven. That's all, when we look at needs and wants, and the board decides where we're going to spend some of that money.
Awesome. And so if people are interested in wanting to buy a few of these tickets, where can they go to get that information?
Yeah, they can do it 3 ways. They can do it on our website. If they're in Saskatchewan or Lloydminster, they can do it through e-transfer. They can come in person. We love seeing people in person to come down to the exhibition and purchase their tickets.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for all the information for this today, Jackie, and be sure to be getting your tickets for the Chase the Ace, because you definitely want to be the lucky one who draws that ace of hearts.
We are officially at Wednesday, halfway through the week, and we are getting a bit more accustomed to these very chilly temperatures.
That's right, definitely building up that immunity to the cold, especially in my face. I'm not wearing a toque or mitt. Well, I am wearing a toque and mitts, but it's not covering the face. But yeah, definitely, it does seem like, the cold weather, it's a little more bearable now that some of the roads and stuff have been shoveled off. You don't have to trudge out to your car. It's a little bit of a smoother walk. Still a chilly day, obviously, all over the place. You don't want to be out there more than you have to. -14 here in the border city with that wind, 19 kilometers an hour, making it feel more like -23. So taking that down 9 degrees, that's how you know it is a cold, windy day in the border city. Of course, some clouds. Everywhere kind of experiencing those same sort of temperatures. Lac La Biche, Bonnyville, St. Paul, Vermilion, all experiencing -14, as well as Marwayne. Cold Lake -13, Provost -15, as well as Vegreville, Wainwright -16, and Edmonton -12. Over in Saskatchewan, again, they're experiencing about the same temperatures. Isle La Crosse -13, as well as Pierceland and Meadow Lake. Macklin and Maidstone both -15. And Green Lake -12, North Battleford and St. Walburg both -14. Tonight in North Battleford, it's going to get down to -27, so they are nearly touching -30 in North Battleford. A cold night out for sure. You definitely don't want to go anywhere that you don't have to. 11-kilometer-an-hour winds, so surely that wind will make it feel cooler than it is, maybe even -30. Tomorrow, North Battleford, it's going to be -21. Very cold with some sun, and then the day will get cloudier. That wind will remain at 11 kilometers an hour. In Cold Lake, it will be a cold night, -24, partly cloudy and very cold. 11-kilometer-an-hour winds, that seems to be the lucky numbers so far for those wind speeds. -18 tomorrow in Cold Lake, partly sunny and very cold, 9-kilometer-an-hour winds. So that wind will probably make it feel a little closer to -20. Now taking a look at tonight's forecast in Lloydminster, -24, clear and very cold. We won't be seeing those clouds, but we will be seeing that wind, 15 kilometers an hour, And tomorrow in the border city at 6 a.m., it will be mostly clear, -24. It is going to warm up a little bit to -20 at noon, and it will be mostly cloudy, so those clouds will pick up. 6 p.m. it will remain mostly cloudy, but it's going to drop down to -25. And at midnight, it will be fully cloudy and -29. So getting close to that 30 territory, I'm sure that wind will make it feel -30. Now taking a look at your 3-day forecast, on Thursday, it will be mostly cloudy and very cold with a high of -20 Friday will be cloudy and very cold with a high of -22. And Saturday will be very cold with a bit of snow in the afternoon. 55% chance, -17. That is your first look at the weather. We'll be back with more news after the break.
A project aimed at collecting Christmas cards for seniors in the Lloydminster area is underway. Stacey Comer spoke to the organizer to find out how people can get involved.
I have a special guest joining me today on Primetime Local News. Billy J. Miller is here, a familiar face in this area. Usually we're speaking to you, Billy, about your books or about being a guest speaker somewhere, but today is a little different. So first of all, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Let's talk about this Holiday Cards for Seniors project that you have organized. What is it, first of all?
What is it? So, Holiday Cards for Seniors is something I can't take full credit for. It's something I heard about back in 2020. A friend of mine was kind of doing an undertaking in the Edmonton area, and they were doing exactly that, collecting holiday cards for seniors. So, like I said, it was in 2020 during COVID, right? Well, obviously, it was a very challenging time for everybody. And it's something that just really, really touched my heart. It's just basically reaching out and collecting exactly that, holiday cards, handmade cards from kids, written cards by absolutely anyone to help brighten the day of people who are in seniors' homes.
Now, do they have to be addressed to somebody specific, or is it just a general card that's done and then you hand them out to the homes?
Exactly. They are not specific. They are not made out to anyone in particular. The ones we are collecting are just made out anonymously. So to anyone who has the pleasure of receiving it. So that makes it a bit easier.
And how many seniors' homes are you going to be delivering the cards to, Billy?
So to be honest, like I said, I started this in 2020 and I delivered to almost every senior's home in Lloydminster. I'm pretty sure I got just about everyone. We delivered to the Vermilion Hospital area where there's a senior's kind of home in there, delivered to Eiley, and we delivered to, yeah, actually, I think that was basically it. So basically, it's a Lloydminster and surrounding area. And in that first year, we collected just over 1,000 cards. So it was absolutely incredible.
And now for this year, Billy, for people who want to get involved, how can they do that? And you mentioned that schools can get involved in well, which would be a very unique project. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so actually what I've done is I've sent messages off to any kind of, well, I'm fanning it out over social media, but I would love any school who sees this newscast, who sees the post on Facebook. If you're attached to a school, if you work there, if you volunteer there, if your child goes to an elementary school, or to be honest, even high school kids can get involved. And we're just looking, I have set up drop-off locations in Lloydminster and surrounding area. So anybody in schools who have any teachers who have the ability to allot a little bit of time in their classroom, we really appreciate that. But if you don't have time, I know how hard our teachers work. If parents want to do cards with their kids at home, that's fine too. And then I have 4 drop-off locations set up. In Lloydminster, they can drop off at Musgrave Agencies or at the UFA gas station. In Kitscoty, you could drop off at the Blonde Door in Kitscoty, Alberta on Main Street. In Paradise Valley, you can drop off at the E.H. Walter School. Or in Vermilion, you can also drop off at the United Farmers of Alberta gas station. So I really appreciate all of those businesses for helping me out.
And what is the deadline to have all the cards in?
I would like to pick them up on December 13th to give about 3 days to be able to deliver them all. And then I want people to be able to enjoy them for a good couple of weeks before Christmas. So
what has the reaction been of the seniors who are receiving these cards?
You know, it's been really lovely. Like I've actually received some messages from people saying that some cards showed up in their parents' or their grandparents' room. And that's really lovely to hear. I personally volunteer at Lloyd Continuing Care. And I know a lot of the people that I visit there and spend time with, I'll see these cards show up in their rooms at Christmas time. And I love seeing that, right? Because you can actually see that people really do appreciate this. And the biggest reason, I mean, I started it during COVID with my daughters, who I would be making them be sitting here with me had they not been at school today. But anyway, I started it with them, but mostly, I mean, I read a statistic saying 1 in almost 4 Canadian seniors report experiencing loneliness. And that breaks my heart. Like, I always talk about we live in an amazing community here in the early district and just farming around Paradise Valley, Kitscoty. Our communities are amazing and rich, and we have good relationships with seniors and grandparents and all of that. But not everybody has that experience, you know? And I noticed just even volunteering at seniors' homes and stuff, like not everybody has those visitors, that day-to-day contact with people. And I mean, this isn't going to solve that problem, but any little thing I think that we can do to try to help, it's just, I think it's a meaningful thing. And I think it's a great thing to show kids too.
If people are looking for more information, where is the best place to find that, Billy?
Best place to find it, you can visit my website. I have a page allotted just to this project. You can go to billyjmiller.com. So BILLI jmiller.com/holiday cards.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and thanks for getting this project going and giving it wings because, as you said, even just the smallest thing, especially over the holidays, can really, really help put a smile on someone's face. So once again, December 13th is the deadline to get these cards in. Schools, parents, anybody who can just take time to write a card to a senior would be much appreciated. Thank you so much for joining me, Billy, and good luck with this project.
Thank you so much for helping me get the word out. I appreciate it.
Coming up after the break, we will have an extended look at our evening weather forecast.
Hello, welcome back. We're going to take a second look at your weather here in Lloydminster. Minus 14 right now, but that 13-kilometer-an-hour wind is making it feel like minus 21. We have a few clouds outside, and it is rather humid at 78%. Taking a look around the region, you can see everywhere is about the same as Lloydminster. Cold Lake and Whitecourt both minus 14, Athabasca minus 15, Edmonton minus 13, and Edson and Rocky Mountain House both minus 10, Red Deer minus 11, and Jasper minus 6. Over in Saskatchewan, Meadow Lake, Prince Albert, and Melfort are all minus 13, North Battleford minus 14, and Saskatoon minus 16. Moving up north, Uranium City is minus 17, Stony Rapids minus 14, Wollaston Lake also minus 14, South End Reindeer minus 18, and La Loche, Buffalo Narrows, and Flin Flon are all at minus 13. Over in northern Alberta, High Level is minus 18, Fort Chipewyan and Grand Prairie both minus 15, as well as Slave Lake, Peace River minus 18, and Fort McMurray is minus 14. Down south in Alberta, a little bit warmer in some areas. Calgary and Medicine Hat both minus 9, Banff minus 6, Coronation minus 18, and Lethbridge minus 11. Down in southern Saskatchewan, Kindersley is minus 20, Yorkton and Swift Current both minus 14, Moose Jaw and Regina minus 13, and Estevan is minus 12. Tonight in North Battleford, it's going to get down to minus 27. Partly cloudy and very cold. I'm sure that 11-kilometer-an-hour wind will make it feel even colder. So if you are in North Battleford and you're going somewhere tonight, be sure to bundle up. You will definitely need to, especially with that cold weather. Cold Lake minus 24, partly cloudy and very cold, 11-kilometer-an-hour winds. And yeah, cloudier night in Cold Lake. Again, that wind will make it feel cooler. In Lloydminster, clear, minus 24, 15-kilometer-an-hour winds. So I'm sure that minus 24 will feel a little bit cooler. Taking a look around the region, everywhere is a little bit similar. Isle La Crosse will have a flurry early, cloudy and cold. It is -18. Meadow Lake -22, Bonnyville -26, and Provost and Paradise Hill both -25. Taking a look at some more overnight temperatures throughout the region, Myrnam and Unity are both at -26, Pierceland -23, Wainwright -27, and Calgary -19. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, tomorrow the high will be -20. It will be mostly cloudy and very cold. Friday will be cloudy and very cold with a high of -22, and Saturday will be very cold with a bit of afternoon snow. -17 is the high. Sunday, -19 is the high. But after that, it does look like it's going to warm up, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. Those minuses will be fairly close to zero.
Yeah, some better days to look forward to there, but we do have the rest of this week where we are suffering through some very, very cold temperatures.
Definitely, yeah. This is like the storm before the calm, I guess you could say.
You could
reverse that phrase a little bit.
You could, yeah. That is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.